We're gonna sing you a song. We want you.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Shark Week. Today we're talking about puppets. Don't know what that was. Anyway, before we get to our main topic, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the art of children's programming. When I say children's programming, I don't mean this or this. I'm talking about shows like Sesame Street, Arthur, Caillou, Mr. Rogers, and plenty of others I can't name at the moment. Shows like these are designed to teach kids lessons that they frankly need to hear as soon as possible, while also creating friendly and memorable characters to keep them engaged. If pulled off correctly, these shows can leave a positive impact on a whole generation of kids, giving them reasons why they should treat others with kindness, and giving them a drive to try something new. I feel that the art of creating these shows is pretty underappreciated, as trying to entertain a bunch of pissing and vomiting toddlers while also teaching them can be quite hard. But when the balance is just right, they could have something truly special in their hands. And then, there's this.
Hi, boys and girls. Today on Peppermint Park, we're going to show you something really special.
Oh, look at that one. That one's really nice. Yeah, that's great. Watch this. Oh.
Hi gang, it's me, Ernie. Today on Peppermint Park, we're introducing the letter L. It's such a great letter. Just think of all the words. Starts with L.
Today, we're talking about Peppermint Park.
Good friends.
Peppermint Park was a straight-to-VHS puppet show from the late 1980s that lasted only 6 episodes. The series was distributed by Mark V International and Televitics Productions, who are both widely known for not having Wikipedia pages. In fact, there isn't much known about this series. Even though the show itself has its own Wikipedia page, it's still extremely bare and has very little information about it. This all seems a bit suspicious. It's probably nothing. This obvious Sesame Street ripoff featured these puppets, as well as a bunch of random segments that have no rhyme or reason to them whatsoever. You never know if you're going to get random counting, horribly written songs, actual humans, or premium grade nightmare fuel. The show has gained a little bit of cult status in recent years, and by that I mean, the show has gained cult status for how fucking creepy it is. But the show seemed to end after the 6th volume was released around 1988, leaving the show in ruins. So since there isn't much known about this show, I decided to take a deep dive and see what the series has to offer. I really hope I don't regret this. Also, side note, huge shout out to Icy Roserade for not only tracking down each of the 6 tapes, but also converting them into digital files and uploading them to YouTube. All of that sounds like hell, so major shout out to you for doing that. Anyway, let's begin our tour of Peppermint Park with Volume 1, Magic Moments. After starting with a theme song that is way too catchy, we enter the show's central area, the clubhouse. Looks safe to me.
Now I want you all to pay attention because now that I've got you all here in the clubhouse, I want to make sure we all understand the number 4.
We're introduced to our first 2 characters, Littlebit and Piggle, and you can immediately tell why the show only lasted 6 episodes. These puppet designs are genuinely horrible. One looks like one of those creepy children's dolls if it came to life, and the other looks and sounds like a ripoff of both Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. Most likely because he is.
You won't be needing these right here.
Piggle, wait a minute.
God, I already hate that pig. Hopefully these puppets don't creep you out too much, because we're going to be seeing them a lot more. We then move on to one of the first recurring segments on the show, the animal songs. And none of them are good. The first of these is this polar bear song, and I think even children can tell how lazily it's written. The vocalist has the laziest sound to him, and the song itself has some pretty questionable lyrics.
Where I come from, you'd freeze your little toes off. Where you come from, I'd love to take my clothes off.
Okay. Later on, there's also a song about ducks, and even though it's not as terrible, The singer seems to be using the worst Squidward impression possible.
There's nothing else that I would rather be. I like to swim around with my friends all day.
We later move on to a much better written, yet more frightening song about the color red.
And red would be perfection for a great big ball of yarn. You must admit, you know it's true, that red goes best with
The singing is thankfully a lot better. In fact, it's actually decently impressive. But there's something off about this. Something about that string puppet. I know that string puppetry is a lot more complicated than your typical sock puppet, but the puppet itself is just kind of off-putting. It just looks lifeless at points, and the video has a found footage feel to it. The entire show has this too, obviously, but the dark setting only amplifies it. Well, hopefully we won't see anything this unsettling again in this episode. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, it's this bloke again.
Oh, hi. You know, we were talking about the color red earlier.
You just talked about the color red, you stupid swine.
It's a stoplight, and it has the color red on it. You see, it's right here.
Oh, hi, Piggle. What are you doing there?
Oh, hi, Wiley.
Great, now he's copying Fozzie Bear.
Exactly where did you get it from?
Well, from that big pole on the corner, just outside. Why?
Piggle, that light was very important on that pole.
Uh-oh.
Well, that gives me another reason to hate Pickle. He's a shameless ripoff of now 3 beloved characters, he's stolen civil property, and now he's committed manslaughter. Pickle is going to jail. Oh great. Another one. Admittedly, this segment isn't as bad as the last String Puppet one. Sure, it does have a couple of creepy moments, but it's a lot more lighthearted. It's also easily the most talent shown on the show so far. Unless you got the magician that I skipped over earlier. We're then introduced to the Story Lady, one of the few human characters in the show. She reads the story each time she comes through, and this time around, the story is about a king who gets scammed into buying invisible clothing, leading to him committing an act of public indecency.
From that day on, he never spent his money on silly clothes. He only bought pants and shirts that he needed.
I guess that message didn't get across to enough people.
And that's the story of King Jonathan and his new robe.
Oh. What the hell? Oh god, no. Why? No, 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 stop it, stop it! What the hell did I just watch? How did the creators of the show look at this and say, hey, children will love this. They totally won't shit the bed because of how off-putting this mime is. Good lord. Let's just go on to the next segment. Never again.
Here's the letter I. I is the first letter in ice cream.
I is also the first letter of. I can't believe I'm subjecting myself to this. Oh yeah, we also get random counting quite often on this show. You never know if it'll count to 8, 10, or even 7. But one thing we will know is that it comes out of nowhere, and there's never any reason for it.
Oh! Look at that one. That one's really nice.
And we end with these two characters blowing bubbles. And by blowing bubbles, I mean acting like they're blowing bubbles while a most likely underpaid stagehand lays down behind them and blows bubbles for them.
Or maybe your friends can come over to
Typical.
play. There's only one thing wrong with playing with bubbles.
Yeah? What's that?
They don't last very long.
And just like that, Volume 1 is over. That was worse than I thought it would be. Okay. I shouldn't be too harsh, though. Everyone's first of something is never going to be perfect, so maybe the show will improve later on. So let's see if it does improve in Volume 2, The Story Lady. Named after a character who debuted in the first volume, this is already off to a bad start. We once again start at the clubhouse, and are immediately greeted by a familiar figure.
Oh, hi. I was just reading this book about Mary and her little lamb. Remember that one?
Oh. They changed his voice. I guess the Jim Henson Company realized they were getting ripped off and took quick action. His voice is way worse, though. It was obviously just pitched up at the last second.
She must be worried sick. Oh, no.
Pickle, what's the matter with you? Calm down.
Well, Mary's lamb is lost. Don't just stand there. Do something. We've got to find Mary's little lamb. I'll be right back.
Was it something I said?
Well, that's going to be my nightmares for the next couple of weeks. Let's just move on. We may as well get the animal songs out of the way again. This first one is about elephants, which is in pretty much the same boat as the polar bear song, but with a little more character.
I have a hose for a nose and I got peanuts in my toes. Guess what I am?
The second one is easily the worst so far. It's about monkeys, and the singer sounds like Toad having a heart attack.
Monkeys see, monkeys do, monkeying around.
Today on Peppermint Park, we're talking about blue. It can be a color, like this. Or it can just be a sad feeling. Like Maynard. He's feeling blue.
I think we have a new winner for the worst designed puppet in this show. Maynard looks like a combination of Voldemort and the sand puppet from the original Muppet Show, if his face was made from a skinned fist. He sings a song about how blue he is, before walking back into the darkness from which he came. I, for one, hope he stays there.
Once again, boys and girls, it's time for Magic Megan.
Once again. This is the first time this character has appeared.
Hi, boys and girls. Have I got a trick for you today? Your friends are going to think you're magic. Take a piece of paper and tell your friend, stand this piece of paper up. The piece of paper and fold it. And look, it stands up.
So her magic trick is to fold a piece of paper. Hey, look, kids. Magic. Well, at least she showed some enthusiasm.
Hi, boys and girls. Today on Peppermint Park, we're going to show you something really special. We're going to show you how to make your very own clay.
And just look at all the neat things you can make with homemade clay. Now here's the recipe. Remember to get Mom to help you with this. Everything you need can be found right at your house.
And you're all ready to have some fun.
Gee, this is great. I can make lots of things with my homemade clay.
I'm doing this. So, we need 1 cup of salt, 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of water, and 1/4 a cup of this. That's 1 cup? We are not making that much. Oh my god. It's still a lot. Let's just do a 1/2 cup for... Yeah, there's no way we really need that much. I want to start by saying that I've never used flour before for anything in my life, so this is a first for myself. We need a full cup of this. Looks like about a cup, yeah. Works. God, this is gonna make a lot. Oh my god. So we needed 1 cup, so we need 1/2. This is a lot of salt. It just feels so bad wasting this much salt. Oh my god. For the content. Oh god. I need a larger bowl. I need a much larger bowl. I should probably do this one in the sink. Alright, and now we just need a 1/4 it was originally 1/4 cup, so I guess 1/2 of that. Alright, that's all the ingredients. Let's see if this See if this actually works. I guess we just mix it. I mean, it's getting thicker. Also, I'm not adding food coloring to this because this would just be an even bigger mess. Should I add more salt or something? Because this does not seem right. This is not, this is not getting any thicker.
Here's all you do. Just take the flour, salt, and water and mix it all together with the oil to make the clay. And you're all ready to have some fun.
It's not working. It's not working. I did exactly what the show said to do. Maybe we can just let it dry? I don't know. Alright. For now, I'm just going to chalk this up to a failure. I don't know if it's supposed to dry or something. The show said nothing. So, I guess I'll just let it dry for a little bit longer, then come back to it later. Alright, it's been about a half hour since I left this to sit, so, yeah, it's the same. Wow. That was a waste of time. This was a complete failure. Just like Peppermint Park. The story lady comes back for the episode named after her, and this time it's about a frog who's tired of being a frog, but eventually learns to be proud of who he is. There really isn't much else to say here. These segments are fine for what they are and are pretty easy to get through. Stump the Star is the next segment. What do you know? Another ripoff. And it features the debut of worldwide phenomenon, Snorky. At least according to the speaker.
We're happy to have one of the park's most famous stars, Snorky.
Snorky is asked a pretty simple question.
Carol wants to know, what's the 7th letter in the alphabet?
I got it. Is it a Q?
Oh, brother.
Well, if appearing on Peppermint Park wouldn't be enough to tank his career, his answers to the question certainly will. We then have one more segment featuring a water park, before bringing this episode to a close. Alright, that episode wasn't nearly as horrifying as the first one. It was a lot more boring, though. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I found a lot more entertainment in the first episode. And I hate to say this too, but I kind of prefer it. I mean, we got to see Piggle commit a federal crime. Anyway, we've still got quite a bit to get through, so let's go ahead and begin Volume 3, Musicland. The episode begins with Snorky. I guess the last episode really damaged his career, and this show is all he was able to get. As much as I've trashed the puppets on this show, these ones aren't too bad. They aren't as approachable as your typical Muppet, but at least they have some creative charm to them, and aren't in the deepest parts of the Uncanny Valley. What I will trash, though, is how this other character's voice is the same as Snorky's, just pitched down.
But don't worry, we'll have plenty of time to watch our whole show today, and we've got some wonderful things to watch, too.
I sure hope so.
This is the letter M. M is the first letter in the word mayonnaise.
Really? The first word you think of for M is mayonnaise? What about monster or monkey?
Monkey around!
The first of the animal songs is about rhinos, and this is getting repetitive. It's lazily written, it's not clever, they just add an O to the end of each line to make it rhyme, your typical stuff.
I know his sense of smell is twice as much as mine.
The clearly dubbed over story lady comes back.
Our story today is called Trevor's First Day at School.
And has a story about a kid's first day at school. There's no lesson or anything. It's pretty much just a series of events.
I think maybe I'll like this school, he thought.
Boy, this kid sure looks entertained.
Hi, gang. It's me, Ernie. It's such a great letter. Just think of all the words that start with M.
And here we have one of the most famous moments from this show. Can you guess why?
It's marvelous, magnificent. I can't imagine life without the letter M.
This just has horror movie written all over it. The moving eyes, the singing, the found footage feel. To think. The creators of the show wanted to make something entertaining and cute for kids, but instead, they made this. That mime was still scarier, though.
Hi, boys and girls. Oh boy, today I'm going to show you how to send secret messages to your friends.
God, there's so much echo during this segment. Did they film this in an abandoned building or something? Probably.
Then take your rubber band and the ruler and stretch the rubber band across the ruler.
I think a more fitting title for this trick is How to Break a Ruler.
Look, you can't see the message anymore. That's why it's a secret message. Then when you stretch the rubber band out, it spells the word peppermint again.
This trick is a lot better than folding a piece of paper, though.
I know. How about a puzzle?
We just put a puzzle together this morning. Hey, I got it. We'll invent a game.
Yeah, a game.
Let's see. First, we'll need a place to play.
They really had nothing else for this episode, did they?
Or a field.
Dirty.
The show in a nutshell.
Who's been walking on my floor with dirty feet? How did it get so dirty? Well, I guess I'll just have to mop it up.
Oh. I guess they can afford animation now.
Oh, somebody's at the door. Look at that. They got my clean floor all dirty again.
The Invisible Man just ran through your house. And all you're concerned about is the dirty floor?
I like things clean.
Volume 3 ends off with a song about big horned sheep. I'm serious. That's what they call them.
I'm a big horned sheep, that's what I'm. I stand around all day wasting time.
Why don't you just call them goats? That's what they are. Alright, with the end of that, we're finally halfway through. God. This is taking way too long, and I'm really starting to get creeped out, so I better start rushing through this. What's going on?
What the?
Greetings, creator. @muted7017.
What the? Who the hell are you?
I'm a YouTube representative on behalf of our director, CEO Neil Mohani, and I have come to deliver you this letter.
Wait, what letter? How are you even supposed to deliver a letter to me through a vid? Oh. Dear creator, due to you violating our new short video only policy, we regretfully inform you that you've received a strike on your video on YouTube. Receiving strikes, demonetization, channel termination, sentence in the void. Please don't upload videos that are too long for the average 9-year-old. P.S. Your video will end in the next 45 seconds. Wait, what?
So sorry about this. Not really. Oh, you have violated one of our new policies that we haven't really announced to our creators yet.
You mean I have to edit 2 of these videos with all these stupid puppets in them?
Yes, at least though, we haven't sent you to Detroit yet.
This is ridiculous. I haven't even gone to sleep since I started watching these and I'm already having nightmares.
I apologize, no. Thank you though for understanding and have a nice day.
No!
3 weeks later.
Alright, looks like we're good. Let's just do this already. Hey everyone, welcome back to Hell. Today we're talking about Peppermint Park again. Can you tell I don't want to do this anymore? I would have had this squared away 3 weeks ago, but of course that evil YouTube executive had to invade on my privacy, and now I have to endure this all again. So, we may as well get into it. In case you missed the first video, Peppermint Park is a stupid puppet show from the late 1980s, known for being a shameless ripoff of Sesame Street, and for its high-level creep factor. In the days since I released part 1, I've been dealing with constant nightmares and insomnia. All because of that stupid mime. But today, I'll be tackling the final 3 episodes of this freak show, so hopefully finishing this will give me some sort of clearance. One notable change from the last volume is the switch from Mark V Productions to Televitix Productions, and the changes are pretty noticeable from the start. So maybe this change in production will signal a positive change for the show. Where is this thing coming from? Anyway, let's travel back into hell by starting with Volume 4, Musical Letters. We begin this episode in a much more alien clubhouse. Is it just me, or is the video quality, like, a lot worse? I know the show's quality was never even close to good to begin with, but it just seems a lot more dark and depressing.
I thought maybe I'd come down here to the clubhouse before the rest of the gang to explain the difference between light and dark. Right now it's on so we can see. Now, when you turn the light out like this, oh, yeah, it gets real dark.
That was with the lights on?
Hi, Nurk. I was just explaining the difference between light and dark. And when it's off like this, it's dark, and you can't look at anything.
When it's dark, you can't see where you're going either. Ugh.
They've resorted to comic book effects.
Hey, maybe I should have given him a flashlight.
And guess what? The animal songs are back. Yay! The first one is about giraffes. There's nothing too notable, except for the singer's mic clipping every so often.
You'd be cool in school, don't laugh.
And in the other song, they talk about penguins. They really do.
For a penguin, we really mean it.
Hi, gang. It's me, Ernie. Today on Peppermint Park, we're introducing the letter...
Wait a minute.
Wow. They really just took the sound footage from the last episode and stuck it into this one. And I thought the show couldn't get any lazier.
Today, we're talking about the letter T. And guess what? The famous singing group, the Manhattan Tees, have just been spotted over on T Street. Just wait till you see this.
What the?
That's the letter for me. You can see.
One of the major differences between the two production teams is the introduction of new puppet designs. We thankfully see a lot less of the uncanny human characters, and see a lot of newer designs, like these tea puppets. The show must have gotten a larger budget once they changed production teams. I guess that kind of makes up for the shittier video quality.
Hi, gang. It's me, Piggle.
You've got to be kidding me.
Sparky told me to meet him here at the Peppermint Park fire station. Gee, I hope he shows up.
Hi, Piggle.
Oh, hi, Sparky.
How you doing?
Oh, God. Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
All right, you know, today we have another fire prevention message. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, what is it?
All right, let me ask you. Do you know what to do if your clothes catch on fire?
Wow. This dude in the clown makeup is taking his role way too seriously. How much do you guys want to bet that they forced an actual fireman to dress up like this? Did they think a normal fireman would have been too boring for kids?
Stop, drop, and roll is what we do if our clothes catch fire.
Oh.
If your clothes should catch on fire, which we don't ever want, we don't play with matches, we stop, we drop to the ground, we cover our face with our hands, and we roll over and over and over.
I know they're teaching a valuable lesson here, but I can't take this seriously when the guy teaching it looks like a budget Ronald McDonald.
All right, place your hand over your heart. Look at Johnny out there. He's got... Johnny, your hand over your heart.
You heard him, Johnny. Put your hand over your heart. You don't know what he could do to us.
Okay, we ready? Okay, repeat after me. I promise Sparky.
I promise Sparky.
When I go home today.
I am home.
I will tell two people.
I guess that's two people.
What Sparky had to say.
What Sparky had to say. Right, you heard him.
We'll talk to you again next time, all right?
Okay.
Okay, Piggle, bye-bye.
Bye. Gee, I think I like it better as a song. Stop, drop, and roll.
The story lady returns again, but this time in a new setting. The story is about two kids finding a puppy and then bringing it to a shelter. And that's about it. From the first episode to now, These segments went from stories with valuable lessons to literally just a series of events.
Hello there.
Oh, great. A budget Yoda.
As you all know, I am the famous inventor, Professor Goodstuff.
Oh, great. A slightly racist budget Yoda.
And I'm here to show you how to make something wonderful to play with. You see, we are going to make a clay for you to make some toys with.
No.
And it's edible. That means you can also eat it. Oh my, yes.
Nope.
Here's the recipe. This is what you need.
Stop it. No. I'm not doing this again. The last recipe didn't work at all, and it was a complete waste of $5.43. I don't care if they use a new recipe or if it's edible. I'm not doing this again, okay? God damn it! So we need 2 cups of powdered milk, 2 cups of peanut butter, and 1 cup of honey. Let's do this. So 2 cups, that was about 1 cup, so we're gonna need 2 of these. Good thing there's 3 of them in here. I mean, that's about 2 cups, it's a little bit more. Cloud of powdered milk, oh my god. Also, if any of you guys think that the first recipe didn't work was because I used only half of the ingredients, me and my family actually tried it again with the full amount of ingredients, and it still didn't work. I do have a little bit more faith in this recipe though, because each of these has some level of thickness. So 2 cups of peanut butter. How am I supposed to measure this? Oh boy. How am I supposed to measure 2 cups of peanut butter? Okay, it's literally like just over 2 cups, so why did I do that? Two-handed operation here. I think I'm gonna call it there for this. Just had to use peanut butter for the recipe, didn't they? Alright, I think I'm gonna call it here with the peanut butter. That alone probably took up like 10 minutes of recording. Just up pretty much all of that. Alright, one final ingredient, 1 cup of honey. This is gonna make a huge mess. I'm already regretting this. I'm gonna make a huge fucking mess. I think this is like just a cup of honey. I use the entirety of the peanut butter and the honey. Alright, last ingredient. Alright, that's everything. Let's see if it will actually work. Here we go. So much to mix. This is much more dense than the last clay recipe. I mean, it's clay, right? It's clay-like. I feel like I'm digging for gold, but there's no gold to be found. Not even comedy gold. I mean, that was good. Let's see if we can make anything out of it. Good thing I have some flour left over from the last clay recipe. I mean, yeah, it's clay. It's just pretty sticky. I consider this a success. I mean, it's not the most moldable thing in the world, but I mean, it's working. It's getting all over my hands, though. That's the one problem. But I made Maynard. Of course he's mowing the lawn right now, of course. I mean, they said it was edible, so, I mean, tastes like peanut butter. Well, I'd consider that a success. Thank God. This is going to be a pain in the ass to clean up, though. Hooray.
Green. If I had my way every day, I would make the whole world green.
Did their lighting rigs break or something? The absence of light on a lot of these segments just make them even creepier. Anyway, we once again have a much better designed puppet than before, singing a song about the color green in a much better setting.
Big.
Hi, I'm just little. Very little.
Do they think these kids are cavemen or something?
boys and girls, how would you like to be able to say to your friend, with a few magic words and a few magic tricks, I can walk through this piece of paper?
Let me guess. You're gonna fold the paper again?
Then you cut towards the fold of the paper, then you turn the paper over and cut about 1/4 of an inch. Now open up your piece of paper. Look! You can walk through this piece of paper.
Alright. You got me there, Megan. But how are toddlers supposed to keep up with this? This was so needlessly complicated.
That's my trick for today, boys and girls. Bye for now.
And with that, we're officially 2/3 of the way through the series. I don't know if that was worse than the first 3 or not. Sure, we only had one human puppet appear, but that clown. That clown. Alright, I'm gonna quit stalling. We've only got 2 more episodes to get through, so let's begin Volume 5, Carnival Fun. As we enter the clubhouse, we're introduced to another new puppet, Sophie. Say what you want about how bad the show is, but this design isn't half bad and actually has some effort behind it. Also, it looks like they got the lighting fixed.
You know, we talk about all the letters here on Peppermint Park, and I'm just learning about them from this book.
But after Snorky is a complete asshole to her while she tries to read.
You know, Sophie, when people are reading, it's always polite not to interrupt them.
She storms out and leaves Snorky alone.
Gee, that was really nice of Sophie to give me her book. I wonder why she did that.
We then get a song about the letter A, and a segment about trains, but then we have the single greatest moment to come from this entire show.
Drums.
Am I wrong? In the Story Lady segment, we learn about Clayton the rabbit. He tries to steal a carrot from a farmer, and almost gets killed after getting stuck.
Well, Clayton, he said as he untangled the bunny's foot, it's a good thing I saw you waving that carrot.
Wow. This string puppet would have been a lot less uncanny than the previous ones. If its eyes weren't wide open and motionless. And now he's spawning minions. This is how the apocalypse starts.
There once was a kangaroo riding in his mommy's pouch. She had to stop real fast one day. Baby landed with an ouch. He forgot his seatbelt. That was plain to see.
Well, I guess kangaroos have seatbelts installed. Who knew?
Her hand just slipped off the vine and they fell to earth with a crack. He forgot his seatbelt.
Okay, what is going on?
A hippo was flying high in a red aeroplane. He tried to do a loop-de-loop, but he crashed into a train. He forgot his seatbelt.
Okay, I'm pretty damn sure that a seatbelt wouldn't have saved you from a fucking plane crash.
Wear seatbelts and you'll find that no one will ever say that you forgot your seatbelt. That was plain to see.
Damn. Your friend is sitting in the hospital and you're rubbing it in. Oh my god.
Do, 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 do.
That was the best song on the show. Like, easily.
It's time once again for Stump the Star. On other exciting programs, Wiley has been our special guest.
I'm pretty sure that Wiley was never on this segment. I'm also pretty sure that that isn't Wiley.
Oh, hi, Piggle. What are you doing there?
Oh, hi, Wiley. Well, now, it's your turn to play Stump the Star with us.
Me?
Can you find the circle? Which shape is the circle?
That one?
This is the circle. Say the word with us.
Square. Damn it! We then have two more songs, one about the letter P and the other about the park, before Volume 5 comes to a close. Well, I've gotta say, that was the best episode of the show so far. Not because it was good or anything like that, but because there weren't any stupid animal songs. Well, I have even better news. We only have one more episode to go. So in order to keep that evil YouTube executive at bay, let's go straight into Volume 6, Discover Feelings. As we enter the clubhouse one last time, Snorky introduces the episode's theme.
Hi, gang, and welcome to the show. I'm really glad you could be with us today. Today, we're going to learn about feelings. You know, like happy and sad.
And fear.
I just might get mad. Yeah, mad.
Uh-oh. Now I have a feeling, too. Do you know what it is? I have a feeling I'm alone.
I am the coolest sound around, 'cause I make a swingin' sizzly sound.
We then have another letter song, this time about the letter S. There's not much to it, but it's written a lot better than the T song.
Simple, should we say, see you later.
Sparky told me to meet him here. I hope he shows up.
Well, hi, Piggle. How you doing?
Oh, hi, Sparky.
All right.
They really brought him back? This time around, Sparky teaches about smoke detectors.
Well, that's a smoke detector, Piggle, and that is what we use in a house to detect a fire. We want to tell them to test these smoke detectors every single week, and don't forget, and also, right along that same time, to have a fire drill.
Yeah, let's not do that.
You have yourself a good day, and you too, boys and girls, and remember my message. Bye-bye, Piggle.
See you later.
Come to think of it, Pickle probably had to do these fire segments as a form of community service for stealing that stoplight. The story lady appears one final time, and has a story about a kid and a tree. Well, there is more to the story, but it isn't that great.
That's the end of our story here on Peppermint Park today. Hope you'll join us next time.
Who's gonna tell her? We then have a song about the letter O, which features one of the early puppets.
Oh, you beautiful, oh, you great big beautiful, oh.
I would count how many times he says the letter O, but the show seems to do that for me.
Of all the great things you do, oh, you beautiful, oh.
I'd normally skip over a segment like this due to a lack of anything interesting, but while researching for this video, I came across this.
Oh, you beautiful, oh, you great big beautiful, oh.
There's another version of this segment that features this orangutan instead of the human character, and is in a totally different setting. This version doesn't appear in any of the volumes that have been found, so I got a little curious. I looked over YouTube to see if I could find any other new segments, and while I didn't find much, I did find two brand new segments. They respectively feature a pumpkin and a witch, which are both Halloween themed. I also found a string puppet segment featuring a duck in a special preview tape, which I'm glad didn't appear in the main series. None of these segments appear in any of the 6 volumes, so this is scaring me a little bit. There's a 7th volume, isn't there? Before I go into a panic episode, let's go back to Volume 6. We have one final Magic Megan segment. Kind of. They just have someone narrating over the entire thing.
Then you blow up the second balloon, and when you pop it in front of your friends, another one seems to appear just like magic.
Considering that they pop a balloon in this trick, they probably blew out one of the mics or something.
Boys and girls, today you are just going to love what we are going to make here on Peppermint Park.
No, Skip. Not doing this. No. Go back! Yeah, I think these new string puppets beat out the mime from Volume 1. These are way worse.
Boy, that looks good. Alyssa's really going to like this cake. Well, let's see. There's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's right. 3 candles on Alyssa's cake.
But, Piggle, if Alyssa is 5 years old, then you made a big mistake.
Man, Piggle done fucked up. We then have one more song featuring Carmen the Banana about the color yellow, before Volume 6 comes to an end. We're done! We've dealt with Insomnia, 2 different clay recipes, and whatever the hell Sparky the Firefighting Clown was, but it's all over. Thank God. But before I let you all go, I may as well show what happened next. Volume 6 is, as far as we know, the final episode of Peppermint Park, as the 7th volume has never surfaced online. However, this wasn't the end of Mark V Productions. Yet. They eventually went on to make a show called Meat Farmers, which was, quote, a show about farming meat. Interesting. They also went on to make another show using the same puppets from Peppermint Park called God's World, which was obviously more Christian adjacent. However, it only lasted 1 episode, because parents were upset over serious themes, a scene of violence, some blood in the show, and the devil being in it. I don't know about you all, but I really want to find this show now. But after that, Mark V International seemed to disappear along with it. There's basically nothing known about Televitics though. Even though there is a possibility of a 7th volume or Halloween special, I'm not going to worry about those for now. If they do one day appear, I'll probably make a follow-up video on them. If I have the courage. So with that being said, thank you all for taking this journey into hell with me. Hope you enjoyed both of these videos. Subscribe if you want to, and yeah, take care.
Oh, you beautiful, oh, you great big beautiful, oh. You're my favorite fowl I found because